whenever you're ready.
All right, well, obviously, Colorado Mines deserves a lot of credit. They played extremely well. Brendan Sullivan played like the first team all-conference player that he is. And I know he's had some struggles and stuff, but tonight, boy, he really found his groove and played like he's been known to play. And so you got to give that guy a lot of credit. And he had some nice shots and just really played a heck of a game. And then I thought this is the first time that they've started two bigs together like that. And that's on me. I probably should have had a little better plan to help our bigs out. They like to post up their guards, and we doubled their guards, and were able to keep their guards from really getting too much in the post. But we didn't do that with their post. And probably looking hindsight already on it, I think that's something I'm going to say. I think that we probably should have done and wouldn't double the post more. Because both those guys go for 20 points together, and that doesn't usually happen for them. And so give them credit too for stepping up for them and doing that. And I think our guys, the thing that I think Mike did a really good job of, we've had a lot of success on our driving kicks and coming off ball screens, and we've had a lot of, we've been the top three-point shooting team in the league for a reason. And I think that they did a really good job of taking away and challenging, our first kickouts on our threes and being able to challenge those threes. And those are shots we're normally used to. And we got some good looks at it at times, but they challenged a lot more, I think, than most teams have so far. And we didn't adapt real well to being able to shot fake and maybe get another drive and attack that second time or maybe even a third time. So, I think it was a good learning experience for us. That team really hasn't defended us that well. And I was kind of, obviously it's tough to take that, but, we'll learn from it. We'll move forward. There's a lot of basketball season left. And it hurts a little bit, but, it's at the end of the day, it's one game. And we'll lick our chops here a little bit and get ready to go back on Monday and prepare for Black Hills and Shatter next week.
One thing you guys really did well tonight and all weekend that hasn't necessarily been the case this season is turnovers. Yeah. I think tonight you had 10, last night you had 11. Yeah. What have you kind of done to be able to improve that?
Well, I think, again, it's just, we're just continuing gaining the experience. We're starting to slow down a little bit, although tonight I thought at times we were very sped up. We maybe didn't necessarily turn it over, but we just weren't real clean with the basketball. So, I think that, we didn't turn it over a whole lot, and that was good to see, but I thought we weren't real clean with moving the ball the way we need to move it. And so those are those things that we'll go back and look at and start drilling it again and just continue to get better at it. A lot of these guys, like I said, they're still just playing either their first or their second year of college basketball. And so there's still a learning curve there with some of that stuff. And then the speed of the game. When you play a team like them that has really good anticipation because they have some really good veteran guards, they really play well together and they know the game very well. They anticipate extremely well. And so, I think for us that was a good thing to see. And again, it was just a good experience that way. And we'll get, like I said, it's something I think we can definitely build off of. You can look at it as a 30-point loss, but I think for us right now it's just a loss. And we're going to learn from the things that we could have done better, and we'll get better at it. This group is known to work. They come back. I don't know that we were arrogant or anything. I just don't think that we had been challenged in some areas that they were able to challenge us. And so I think it's opened our eyes to a few things that we need to continue to improve upon, and that's what we're going to do.
Sure. Is that kind of gone into that? Colorado Mines has really had our number this year, unfortunately. We've been playing really well. Both times we played them, lost by 20 plus. Is that a matchup thing, or are they just?
Well, I think a little bit of matchup. With their bigs, they're bigs. The first time we played them in the first half, they did a really good job. In the second half, we defended them better, and that's why going into this, I thought we could probably carry that over. And we just weren't able to do that. They were extremely efficient in the post, and they just killed us in the paint. I mean, that's the story of the game. They outscored us 46-28 in the paint, and we like to take pride that that's an area that we win, and win that in the free throws. And so, that's credit to them. They came in here and they really took it to us in the paint, and we've got to just do a better job. We got to get better at it, and that's as simple as it gets, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go back to work and find out, what it was they were able to do to outscore us like that, and figure out ways to be able to combat it.
Obviously, big couple rivalry games coming up next week. about Black Hills as one of the better teams in the conference as well. What do you kind of have to do to get ready for them?
Well, number one, we just got to take care of ourselves. You know, we're still a growing team that's growing, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on ourselves, and then you know, as we start getting into the day before and do our game prep, then we'll obviously have a game plan. You know, they're two very different teams, and so I think that's going to be probably the thing is I'm glad we have a day in between to prepare for the second one, because it's going to be really a different type of scout coming the second night, just from seeing them both play quite a bit. You know, I think that we match up well with Black Hills in a lot of areas. They're a little bit deeper than we are. They play a few more guys and stuff. So, you know, I think hopefully that extra day off will help us there too with our legs. And then Chatham, though, I think poses a few mismatch problems because they are very quick, very guard oriented. And so that's going to be something that from a defensive standpoint, that we're going to have to be able to keep them in front of us. And hope they don't have a hot shooting night, you know, and be able to protect the paint against them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You bet.